On today's video, I'm gonna show you how you can decorate a beautiful lantern for spring/Easter, and I'm gonna give you step-by-step instructions. Keep watching. Hello everyone, I am Ramon. Welcome back to Ramon at Home. I'm so excited you're here today because we're going to decorate our first lantern for spring. Spring is just around the corner and I'm super excited to show you this design and all the easy steps for spring and Easter. If you guys want to see this video, please stay tuned. Don't forget to like the video and share with your friends. If you're new to this channel, please consider subscribing, and while you're subscribing, don't forget to turn the notification bell on so you're notified about every single upload. I want to let you know that every Wednesday here at Ramon at Home, we're doing a live premiere where I get to chat with you guys for an hour on the live chat, and I'm super excited. All right, if you follow me on Instagram, be sure to tag me on the photo so I can share with everybody. But to get started, let me give you a list of the materials you're going to need. We will be using this beautiful rabbit that came from TJ Maxx. I'm gonna use one of these recycled foams that I went already ahead and attached to one of the clear plates that comes from the dollar store. I'm also gonna use a variety of ribbons from the dollar store with the Easter motif. I'm also gonna use one of these rolls of deco material from the dollar store. This can be found on their Valentine's section. For my florals, I'm gonna use some of these Ostromeria in yellow from Walmart. I'm also gonna use some purple German status from the dollar store. I'm gonna use a few bundles of the peach peonies from Walmart. I'm gonna use a pack of Easter eggs from the dollar stores in small. These are 10 to a pack for $1, and I'm gonna use one of the large ones that are 4 to a pack, also from the dollar store. This time I will be using just a little bit of sheet moss in green. For my greeneries, I'm gonna use one of these bushes of boxwood from Walmart, and I have a bunch of recycled fern that I'm also gonna be using for this lantern. And I'm gonna be using also some of these recycled Christmas garland. For this particular project, this is about a 24-inch length. For my tools, I will be using my scissors, wire cutters, 2 pipe cleaners, as well as my hot glue gun that is preheating. And I want to mention this little dish is a porcelain dish. It's the best thing you can do because the glue will not stick to it once it dries. And we're also gonna use this beautiful lantern from Walmart. All right, so now that you know everything we're going to need, it's time to get started. All right, you guys, so this is gonna be done in 2 parts. First of all, we're gonna do the inside with a bunny, and then we're gonna do the swag on the top. So the very first thing I'm going to do is I'm gonna bring my little dish and my little bunny back into the picture, and I'm gonna open this little door right here, and I'm just gonna make sure that insert it, make sure that it fits right here, and kind of measure it. I wanna see how tall he's sitting so I can work on him without having to be inside. So we're gonna bring him out. I kind of have an idea. I can go about 1 inch above his head. So I'm going to take care of this, but first I need to get rid of the lantern, and I'm gonna get all of my florals right here. Let me get it all together and I'll be right back with you. All right, you guys, so the very first thing I wanna do is I wanna go ahead and make my little bunny. So the first thing I'm gonna use is going to be these tiny little Easter eggs that come from the dollar store. They come glitter like this and with a little pick. They are perfect for what we're doing. And if you need to cut them down to size, then have your wire cutters handy because they do cut through that little stem of wood. So I'm gonna go ahead and flare some of them out. There's 10 per package. And what I like about this is because it's the exact same colors that our ribbon with the little Easter eggs comes with. So I'm gonna go ahead and use a few of them just by inserting right here, 3 at a time. Then I'm gonna go ahead and put one of these flowers right here on the front. And then I'm gonna go ahead and insert one right here, right in between all of the Easter eggs, like this. And then I'm gonna go ahead and insert this other one right here, creating that perfect triangle that I always talk about in floral design. All right, so now I'm gonna grab one of the big Easter eggs, and I'm gonna save a few for the swag on the top. So I'm just gonna go ahead and grab maybe one right here. So far, so good. All right, then I'm gonna use some of this German status, and I just went ahead and pre-cut everything to save me a little bit of time so I don't keep you guys around. So I'm gonna go ahead and add one right here. Then I'm gonna go right here. And remember in our last video that I show you florals, I explained that when you have a focal point like this, right here we call it your money maker. So that's what needs to be facing your arrangement. So I'm gonna go ahead and do 3 right here. Then I'm gonna go in with the Alstroemeria, and it is this yellow Alstroemeria from Walmart. So I'm gonna go ahead and cut them a little bit shorter. And I'm just gonna go ahead and insert some of these right here in between the flowers, trying to cover as much as I can of that foam. And that is the point, is to cover all of the foam so you don't see it. All right, so there's two. I'm gonna go ahead and put one right here on the back. Thumbs up if you guys are enjoying this spring series. I'm so excited to continue with the series and show you some other decorating ideas for your spring decorating. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and add one more back here on the back. And the reason why I'm adding to the back is because our little bunny is gonna be seen all the way around. So I like to finish it off by adding some of it in the back. Then I have some of this lavender right here. So I'm gonna go ahead and add one right here. And at this point, these are just basically like little cutouts that you can use on your design. You don't have to have like a perfect count. This is just like if you have leftovers, they're perfect for this type of decorations. But I did went ahead and buy all of this at Walmart, so I know they do have them available right now. Then I have some of this really tall lavender. So I'm gonna cut some of it, and then I'm gonna give it a little curvature like this. And I'm gonna insert one right here. And this is as tall as it's gonna get, because remember, we only have a few inches from his head. So I'm gonna go ahead and add one more right here. Then I'm gonna give it a curvature, and I'm gonna add one right here, like this. And I feel like it needs a few more here, but a little bit shorter. So I'm gonna cut a few of them shorter. And that's why I'm telling you guys to always recycle your materials. If you just get done with the project, take it apart, because look, all of these little pieces are coming in handy for this particular design for Easter. How cute is he with all of these flowers? All right, I have a few more Alstroemeria, so I want it to be really full. So I'm gonna go ahead and add a few more. And this Alstroemeria is very realistic looking. I love it. It's from Walmart. Okay, I'm gonna add one right here. How cute is he? I feel like he needs another Easter egg right here. So I'm gonna add this cute little purple one. I'm gonna cut the stem short, and this I'm gonna keep for later, because you know we might need it later for another project. All right, so now what I wanna do is I wanna go ahead and use some of this really pretty sheet moss, and I'm just gonna tack it in so it looks like there's some grass right here by him, like he's sitting on a grass field of flowers. So I'm gonna go ahead and spin him around. Whenever you see foam, just go ahead and put some of this moss. This is a trick, a florist trick also. You know, we used to cover mechanics in the industry by using moss, and that way it looks finished and it gives it that really natural look. All right, so I'm gonna put him to the side. I'm gonna bring the lantern back in here. We're gonna work on the top, and I'll show you the next step. Okay, so now that we have the inside of the lantern all finished, it's time for step number 2, which will be the swag of the top of the lantern. Keep watching. All right, you guys, so our next step is to create a beautiful funky bow. And I have cut strips of all of our ribbons about 30 inches long. And so what I'm doing right now is I'm dovetailing all of our ends, because it is easier to just have them dovetail before you do the funky bow, instead of going back to dovetail every single end after your funky bow is finished. If you guys want to see how I make a funky bow, I have a video where I show you 3 different types of bows. Super easy, very explained, because I'm gonna go ahead and make this bow and come back to you. But if you want to check that video out, I'm warning you, the music is super loud, but it is full of information. So let me make this beautiful funky bow, and I will be right back with you. Stay tuned. Okay, if you're wondering how many strings of ribbon do you need, well, I'm using 4 different types of ribbon, and I'm using 2 strips per ribbon, so that makes it 8, and that will be sufficient for a very big and large and fabulous funky bow. I will continue doing this, and I'll be right back with you. All right, so once you have all of your bows gathered like this, what you need to do is just go ahead and tie it all together with one of your pipe cleaners. And what I do is I like to just spin it around, and then you open up your pipe cleaners like this, and you bring some of those tails to the other side. And I'm just gonna bring one of each to make sure that it's all even. So one of each, and make sure that the design of the ribbon faces up. Then what you're gonna do is you're gonna grab both of your pipe cleaners one more time, and then you're going to spin around one more time to secure that in place. After you do that, it is time to fluff. So basically what you do is you fluff your ribbons, and then you fluff your tails, and it kind of looks like this. What I'm going to do is I'm gonna go ahead and place it where it needs to go. Then we'll readjust the length because some of them are longer than I need them to be. So there will be a few of them that I need to cut shorter, but we'll do that once we place it on our swag. That way we know exactly what length. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and put this to the side. I'm gonna bring our greenery and I'll be right back with you. Okay, you guys, so this is going to be very simple, and we're just gonna go ahead and place this guy right here. And I want a little tail facing down to one side. And I'm just gonna go ahead and attach this to the lantern. That way it doesn't go anywhere. So I'm just gonna go ahead and attach a few bristles to it, like this. Okay, so once we've secured our greenery to our lantern, what we're going to do is grab our deco material, and then we're gonna give it a few poofs or puffs into the swag, and I'm gonna start right here on the bottom. Okay, so I'm gonna start doing some poofs of about 6 inches. I went ahead and cut my deco material into strips because it makes it easier to work with. So I'm gonna go ahead and just face it towards me so I can go ahead and continue making the poofs of this material. Once you have your poof in place, just go ahead and fluff it like this so it really shows. All right, so now I'm gonna grab another one of my strips, and I'm gonna start right in the same place just by attaching with the bristles, but this time I'm gonna go backwards. I'm gonna go towards the back to fill in all of the greenery, and you can just spin around. A lot of you guys have asked me where I got my turntable. That's a Lazy Susan from IKEA, and it was under $10. So if you do a lot of centerpieces, crafting, lanterns, wreaths, I really recommend you get yourself one because it really does come in handy to turn your design around. So grab one of these guys right here, twist it around. Then I'm gonna give it another poof right here. I really love this pink. It's very soft. It was found on the Valentine's area. They didn't have any pink for Easter, so I just went ahead and went to the Valentine's area and found some. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and give it a poof right here and fluff it. Then I'm gonna start right here. And what we're going to do next is I'm gonna bring all of my greeneries, because we're gonna add some ferns and boxwood to this to kind of break apart all of the deco mesh. So let me get them ready and I'll be right back with you. Okay, so now that we've finished adding our deco material, what I want to do is I'm gonna go ahead and start adding some of this ribbon that will tie in with our funky bow. So I'm just gonna go ahead and add a few poofs of each ribbon. So basically I'm gonna start right there, and I'm gonna leave it a little longer so I can dovetail that, and that'll serve as a tail. So I'm gonna add a few, just a few, so it kind of ties in once we add our ribbon to it, like this. And then I'm gonna add a few more over to this side. This is such a fun project, you guys. This could be so pretty on an island in your kitchen. This could be really pretty on entry table, which I think that's where I'm gonna put mine for my Easter party I'm throwing for my friends. And then I'm gonna go ahead and add one of these ones right here. So I'm gonna add this towards the back, maybe, starting right here. This could also be really pretty on your patio if you have like a screen porch or a patio. It'd be so cute. And if you wanna see the matching centerpiece, go ahead and leave the hashtag centerpiece down in the comment section below, so I know that you wanna see. And you know what I like the most is having a cohesive look throughout the home, and the way you can do that is by using all of the materials and all of the projects. Like if you're having a wreath made, a centerpiece, a swag, a lantern, then if you have all the same materials, that's the only way you're gonna get a really cohesive look throughout your home. All right, so I have some of those ribbons. I have these really pretty lavender, so I think I'm gonna put this one across So I'm gonna start right here. And then I'm gonna go ahead and just mix it in. Like I said, this is just to tie in with the bow that we're using. And make sure you fluff it around. I'm gonna go across right here, like this. Now it might seem like a lot of deco material right now, but because we're gonna add some greeneries, we're gonna lose some of that deco material, and it's just gonna be really, really pretty. And we're gonna start doing that next, but before I do that, I'm gonna go ahead and dovetail my tails. All right, that's cute. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and attach our bow next. And I'm gonna put it right here to the corner. And just by using my pipe cleaners, I'm gonna go ahead and attach this guy right here to some of those greenery bristles. Just make sure you attach them really hard, really tight, that way it doesn't move. And like I told you earlier, this is when you want to go ahead and cut some of these tails shorter so they're not overpowering, like this. And then you want to go ahead and fluff your bow, like this guy's sticking out too long. So just go ahead and grab the ones that stick out too long and dovetail them. And I'm gonna go ahead and fluff this bow, like so. All right, so far so good. So now the fun begins, because this is my favorite part, when we add the florals and the greenery to it. So what I'm going to do is I'm gonna go ahead and add some of these ferns that I have, and I'm gonna use some of this hot glue right here, and I'm gonna start adding these guys just right here. We're gonna start by the funky bow, and just make sure you open right here, and look at that. It's going to add a dimension of greenery that only fern can give you. All right, so I'm gonna add one more right here, like that. And then I'm gonna add one more right here. And because you're working with this Christmas greenery, look at that. See how that works? Because you're using the Christmas greenery, then it really sticks. That's what they're designed for, because that plastic or that material that the greenery is made out of, it really hangs on to it. So I'm gonna go ahead and add one right here. Oh my gosh, that's cute. And then I'm gonna go ahead and add one more up here. And look, you guys, it really doesn't take that much glue. So then that way, when you're done with Easter, and if you want to reuse this on a wreath later on, we can do that. So make sure you don't put enough glue, just enough to attach to our lantern. So I'm gonna go ahead and do one back here. This is turning out so pretty, prettier than I thought. All right, I'm gonna use one more. I'm gonna use this double one. And if you guys like this fern, this actually it's so pretty. This came from Hobby Lobby, and I know they still have it. So go ahead and look for it, and I know you can find it. Look how pretty this looks already. And I haven't even touched with the flowers. So let me get the flowers ready, and I'll be right back with you. All right, you guys, so I'm gonna use 5 of these peonies. I'm gonna use a bunch of Alstroemeria in the yellow, and some of that purple German status, as well as some of this beautiful lavender that we used on the bunny. And that's just gonna give us some length. We got this piece right here, it's not good. And then we're gonna use some of the same Easter eggs. So I'm gonna start, as I always do, with a focal flower. So I'm gonna have to turn it around a little bit towards me. I'm gonna add a little glue to it. Then I'm gonna open up right here, and I want it to go right in here. So I'm gonna add one right here. Then I'm gonna swirl it around towards me so I can see. I'm gonna add one more right here. Just make sure you push. Look how cute that is. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and add one towards here. Perfect, and then I'm gonna add one to the back, just because I want it to be finished. Add a little glue right here. Oh, that is so cute. All right, so then I'm gonna do the Alstroemeria next. Now I want to explain something about yellow flowers. They're kind of like a highlighter. Anything that you put next to it, like I have this peach peony right here. If I put this one next to it, it will really highlight that form. So I want to show you what I'm talking about. Just by adding this yellow right next to it, it really makes that orange pop. And always think of yellow flowers like the highlighter of your design. All right, so I'm gonna always add one next to any big flower that I have that I want to highlight. I'm gonna go ahead and add one more right here. And look how cute that is. Oh my God. And then I'm gonna add one to the back where I put the other flower right here. Perfect. All right, so next what I'm going to do is I'm gonna add some of these German status, and I wanna go ahead and create probably like right here next to this. Perfect. These are so pretty and they're only $1, so I'm gonna go ahead and add one. I'm gonna add sets of 2s with this purple status just because they're smaller flowers. Smaller flowers, they always work better if you do sets of 2s, 3s, and 5s because they really show. So every time that I add one of these German status, I'm just gonna go ahead and add a few. I'll show you guys what I mean. So you can barely see that one, and just by adding yet another one right here, right to this side, is going to really show because there's 2 of them. Then I'm gonna go ahead and add this guy right here. Let me get some more glue because it's not coming out anymore. All right, so I'm gonna add this guy right here towards the bottom. And then I'm gonna go ahead and add one of these German status all the way to the bottom right here. So it looks finished all the way down. And I'm gonna add one back here to this set. Always making the groups of 3s, 2s, and 5s. So basically uneven numbers or odd numbers. Let me see, what else do we need? That is looking so pretty. All right, I'm gonna add one more of these Alströmerias here. All right, you guys, so the next step will be to add some of these Easter eggs just so it matches our bunny inside. So I'm gonna cut this a little bit shorter. Then I'm gonna grab my glue and add very generously because the stick is kind of tiny, very thin. So I'm gonna go ahead and add this right here. Make sure that it sticks. So I'm gonna add one more of the big ones. Once again, these are really a good deal from the dollar store. There's 4 to a pack, as you guys can see. They're super adorable. So I think I'm gonna add these 2 together right here. Like that, and then I'm gonna add one more right here. We're gonna do a set of 3, or the 3, but then we're gonna break it into 2 and a 1. So there's basically 3, and then you break it down like that. And then these cute little ones, we're gonna cut a little bit longer because I really want them to stick out so they're seen. All right, let's see, where do we need one? We probably need one right here, like that. Then I'm gonna cut yet another one. These are so adorable. I'm gonna cut this one. I'm gonna put this right here. And don't forget to go to the back because it isn't all the way around the sign. So right there. So basically we're just sprinkling some of these Easter eggs into our design just by cutting them a little bit shorter, adding a little bit of glue, and like that. That way you can see them all the way around. And I feel like we're gonna use the last 2 in here. What do you guys think? I cannot wait to read your comments on this design. This is turning out so cute, cuter than I really thought it would. We have one left. Where can we put him? Let's see. I think I'm gonna put it right here on the top. All right. And the last thing we're gonna add is going to be some of this cute lavender just to tie it together with the bunny inside. So I'm gonna go ahead and cut some of these lavender. This came from Walmart. They have a whole bunch of really pretty lavender at Walmart that I love. So go to Walmart and get yourself some lavender for this design. I'm just gonna add a few sprigs, and once again, I'm just gonna go ahead and add this right here. And I just wanna add a few because I wanted to tie together with all of the things that we added to the bunny inside. That way there's gonna be a really cohesive look of this lantern. All right, let's see. I'm gonna add one right here. How adorable. I'm so excited about this. I really hope you guys are enjoying this video. And if you do enjoy it, be sure to give it a thumbs up and share with a friend. and let them know, and let me know if you want to see the centerpiece. We are almost done with this project. I have a few more lavenders left and we'll be done. All right, you guys, so this is what it looks like. I'm gonna go get the bunny, put him inside, and I'll show you what the end result. As you can see, creating your very own Easter spring lantern was so much fun. I really had a blast showing you guys the easy steps. If you enjoyed it, please give it a thumbs up and share with a friend. Leave me a comment down below and let me know what was your favorite part about this whole project. And if you want to see the matching centerpiece, leave the hashtag centerpiece on the comment section below. If you recreate this look, don't forget to follow me on Instagram and tag me in your photo so I can share with everybody. All right, well, that's all I have for today. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up and share with a friend. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, please consider subscribing because we're just now getting started with spring. And if you have not seen the spring wreath I made, I'm gonna link it up, or you can watch more videos right now. Thank you, consider subscribing, and until next time, goodbye.